In chapter 5, Glover does a good job of recapping what we sort of come up to with paradigms and why we're here where we're at. And we're going to start addressing how we cope with abandonment. Okay. And it's really how we try to solve problems, how we try to fix things. Okay. And especially as men, that's a massive issue. Right. Now, it's not that that's bad, but I think that you have to be a little bit careful here, because we can spend a lot of time going through anticipating and fixing, trying not to rock the boat, being charming and helpful. This is, again, more reflection. Okay. When you go through a program like the marriage reset, for example, what you have happen is you automatically start replacing bad habits with the right skills so that you're not anticipating and fixing. We're already covering anxiety training so that we're not trying to rock the boat. Being charming and helpful. Sorry. We cover that in multiple. I call charm would be man at play at the end. And I'd say helpful is actually being involved in man at home and man with kids. So you could spend a lot of time trying to think about how you do it, or you could realize that this is a big list for all of us. We just all do this stuff because everybody wants things to go smoothly. Okay. Instead of just trying to understand what could I do here that could actually move me forward. Okay. So I don't think there's a ton of need to go through surrendering and, the rest of them. We'll look at them individually here, but surrendering would be like making a decision. I don't want to be a fixer. I want to have a good life. Right. My stat example with the turkey. Right. Okay. So activity 18, think about one gift from the universe that you intentionally resisted, but now see as a positive stimulus for growth and discovery. I mean, I don't even think that's worth it, man. If you're doing the giving, the gifts will come, and you're going to resist in one of two ways. One, you are going to think that I don't deserve this. Okay. Or two, you're going to be resisting because you're going to be afraid of the challenge. This is the bigger one. The challenge of what happens when people don't like it for you. Okay. Your wife is going to be the big one here. Right. Well, you're just, telling people you're sober, sticking to that example because, you want blah, blah, blah. You're just trying to manipulate me, control me. You just want people to think you're awesome. That's more the problem here. So you need to start thinking, so conquer the monster 18. What I would do is say, am I prepared? Do I have the fundamental tools to respond, not react when I get the noise from my wife, from the people in my life, whatever? Does that make sense?
Yep. And there's something I want to back up for a minute, back here when it talks about surrender. There's a little section down here that he talks about that is actually fairly solid in a context of understanding the new paradigm of the new man. And one of the things he talks about in surrender is when we are living life and we're focused on things that we have no control over. We have no power over. And when we focus on those things, we're constantly in a state of despair, constantly in a state of trying to drive for something. And so we need to learn to let them go. And, in my counseling practice for years, I said, okay, we've got all this list of things. Let's put them in a basket of things that need to get done now that I can do, basket of things that I cannot do, and basket that I can wait on, and the baskets of things that are outside of my control, and put them in that basket and toss it in the trash. Because if we ruminate on that, if we fix ourselves on that, we're never going to be successful. And then when we do this, there's a question that he asks that the nice guy says, why is this happening to me? And I teach this in our momentum course, and our Path to Purpose course really solidifies this, and that we don't need to ask that question why it's happening. We need to say, what is this circumstance that's out of my control, or what is this circumstance I'm going through preparing me for and teaching me? I believe that we always learn, and when we learn, we reflect, and what we reflect, then we share with the world, and when we share with the world, we hear back from the world, and when we hear back from the world, we learn, and then we share, and life is a beautiful cycle.
Beauty.